The morning session is underway. Good morning, fellow Federationists. We're going to start this morning. We have a lot of business to do, but we're going to start with our invocation this morning, and keeping with the Louisiana theme, we have a graduate of the Louisiana Center for the Blind, an individual who is continuing to grow in her leadership in the National Federation of the Blind, and in addition to that is helping out with our youth programs, such as those at the Louisiana Center for the Blind this summer. She most prominently serves as president of our National Association of Blind Students. Please welcome for this morning's invocation, Lauren Haya Altman.
You got it.
There you go.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. Shabbat Shalom and good morning. My name is Lauren Altman. My Hebrew name is Perla Chaya Bat Dina Brucha Bepinchas Abba. I go by either. I am so grateful to be with you all this Saturday morning to deliver the invocation. It just so happens that today falls on one of my favorite Jewish holidays. It's slightly less flashy than Halloween or Valentine's Day, and you won't find cards for it in your local Hallmark store. Today and every week, from Friday night at sundown to Saturday night at sundown, Jews all over the world celebrate the rest holiday of Shabbat. During this day, some Jews refrain from using technology, driving cars, and doing any work at all. But most of us just use it as an excuse to reflect on the week and express gratitude to God and loved ones. The common greeting, Shabbat Shalom, literally translates to peaceful Shabbat. The word shalom means three things: hello, goodbye, and peace. Oftentimes on Friday nights, Jews will eat a Shabbat dinner with family and friends. Before we eat, in order to welcome in the Shabbat, we observe four main customs. Firstly, we give tzedakah, also known as giving money to those in need. Families may have a tzedakah box, which you can imagine as a piggy bank for someone else. It's filled over months, and then the family will choose a charity to donate it to. The second custom is to light candles, so that their light and warmth may help to usher in the beauty of the day. Thirdly, wine or grape juice is drunk to signify that it is a special meal. Lastly, my favorite part, is that we eat a fluffy braided bread called challah. When making challah, strands of dough are meticulously interwoven to create a final loaf, symbolizing the power that comes from unity. Just like these strands, we are each our own individuals, yet when we come together, we form something greater, something beautiful. This idea might sound familiar to many of us here. As we continue on through the sessions of the day, I urge us all to reflect on this incredible experience. We are all sharing together in one city, in one room, in one space. Let us express gratitude to members of our blind family, and especially to those leaders who have come before us, whose shoulders we stand upon today. In just a few short days, we will be headed our separate ways. So for this moment, let us try to be present and cherish our time together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lauren.
How about door prize?
All right, great, a door prize.
Okay, we got virtual door prizes as well this morning. Good morning, everyone. And the first three people that I call upon from the virtual are going to get $50 if you send in your name, and the code word is gumbo this morning. A lot of gumbo going around, and we're going to give these money to $50 to Brianna White of Kentucky. We've got Robbie Wallen from Missouri and Anna Citron from Puerto Rico. And Kenya's got some money to go, $200 in honor of the financial report.
Good morning! Who's excited to be here on a Saturday morning? I know I am. Okay, so we're giving away $200, and that goes to Sharon Perry of Mississippi. She's here. Thank you.
All right, great. Excellent. There will be more door prizes, don't worry. All right, we're going to turn our attention to the Federation's financial report for the year. If I could have your attention, please. And the treasurer and I have conferred on a number of things to share with you at this particular point in time. We have talked a lot this year about the financial status of the Federation and things that we need to do. So I want to make sure that we cover this in great detail. I am going to start by covering our audited financial from 2024. Now let me say up front, if I could have your attention, please. I can hear the conversations really well up here, you know. Our audited financial document and our 990 document are available on the Federation's website, nfb.org, under About Us. You will find a financial section. Documents like the 990 document are automatically generated by the software we use. They're generated to be an inaccessible PDF. We go through the PDF and remediate it to make sure it's fully accessible. We also offer a BRF file there. So, for example, if you want to follow along with the audited financial, you could go to nfb.org right now, download it to your Braille display, and follow along. But all of us have access to those files anytime you want to review the financial status of the organization. And I do think it's important for us to understand the financial status of our organization. So our audited financial starts with a letter from the auditors, and it starts with the audit opinion, which is very important. And I'll give you the last paragraph of that opinion. It reads as follows. In our opinion, the accompanying statements referred to above present fairly in all material respects the financial position of the Federation as of December 31, 2024, and the changes in its net assets and its cash flows for the year then ending in accordance with accounting principles generally accepted in the United States of America. So this is the best opinion you can get from an auditing firm. It means that there have been no exceptions in our audit and that our control processes and financial processes are clear and protecting the assets that we have. So that's a good start. That's a good start. The first statement here is the statement of financial position. It shows the assets of the organization as follows. Cash and cash equivalents, $4,594,095. Prepaid expenses, $1,014,341. Receivables, $1,262,456. We have investments at the end of last year showing as $25,317,999. We have other investments, which are life insurance, $3,390,439. We have property and equipment, and this shows as $158,803, giving us total assets, $35,738,133. For liabilities at the end of last year, we show accounts payable and accrued expenses of $903,318, deferred revenues of $243,083, accrued annuity benefit of $28,130. So total liabilities, $1,174,531. Our net assets are shown in there's a total, and they're broken out into two categories: with donor restrictions and without donor restrictions. Our total net assets, $34,563,602. Of that number, $4,878,224 are with donor restrictions, meaning we have to use those funds specifically for the intention that they were provided to us, or whatever those parameters were. And so total liabilities and net assets, again, $35,738,133. The next report in the audited financial is the statement of activities. This shows a more detailed breakdown of the items we've just covered. Where there are funds that are with donor restrictions, I will give you that number. Otherwise, I'll just give you the total, because obviously it'll be the same as without donor restrictions. We start again with contributions. For last year, total contributions to the Federation, $18,459,271. Of that, $258,776 was with donor restrictions. Donated services total $8,108,596. We had government grants of $1,490,484. We have net assets that were released from donor restrictions, so this nets out to a total of 0. It just means that we used funds for the purpose that the donor intended. That number is $194,608. Again, it shows as a negative in the with donor restriction category and a positive for without donor restrictions. We have then total support for last year, $28,058,351, and of that, $44,168 was with donor restrictions. We have other revenue categories, and this includes sales of Independence products and publications. That was a total of $246,894 for last year. Our net investment income was a positive $2,595,168, of which for $506,867 was with donor restrictions. So let's see. So for total revenues in this category is $2,842,062. And when you add all of both of these totals together in the revenue category, you get total revenue for last year, $30,900,413, of which $571,035 was with donor restrictions. That's a pretty good income number, except that we did spend money last year. Yeah. That is why we're here, is to get things done. So we do have expenses. And under our program services, we have blindness integration. Again, I'll just give you the totals. Blindness integration was $11,119,086. Under civil rights, advocacy, and self-organization, $8,882,619. We have non-visual access systems, a total $5,751,312, giving us total program services, $25,753,017. We also have supporting services, management and general, of $780,567. We had fundraising expense of $1,145,366, giving us total supporting services $1,925,933. Total expenses is $27,678,950. So the change in our net assets for 2024, positive $3,221,461. There you go. And again, the with donor restriction number of that is the same, $571,035. At the beginning of 2024, our total net assets were $31,342,139, with $4,307,189 as with donor restrictions. At the end of last year, total assets were $34,563,602, with the $4,878,224 as being with donor restrictions. So you got to call that a pretty darn good year, all things considered. Now, the next report takes our expenses and breaks them down into all the granular categories of supplies and data processing and things like that. So I'll give you the grand totals, because this is a massive chart that has the functional expense areas by the areas that we've just discussed. I'll give you the grand totals of our functional expenses. Volunteer services, $4,653,159. Salaries, $5,102,824. Payroll taxes and related expenses, $977,000. That'd be a lot of tax. $977,586. Total salaries and related expenses, $10,733,569. Supplies were $506,527. Postage and shipping, $1,235,359. Printing and publications, $4,022,450. Travel,
Printing and publications, $3,022,450.
what did I say?
Said $4 million.
Oh, okay. I spoke wrong. I read correctly. Sorry about that. Take $1 million off. It's printing and publications is $3 million. You know, these numbers start to look the same after a while. $3,022,000. I'm glad with the $3 million though. $3,022,450. Travel, $497,556. Conferences and conventions, $522,425. Professional fees were $3,872,121. Telephones, $10,866. Occupancy costs were $820,974. Donated media, always a great thing to get, $3,455,437. Awards and grants, $739,025. Information technology, $1,887,883. Equipment rental, maintenance, and repair is $83,694. Equipment, Braille and Technology Center, $10,613. Data processing, $245,826, and other, $4,883, giving us the total expenses before depreciation, $27,649,208. Our depreciation for last year was $29,742, giving us the total expense figure of $27,678,950. The next statement is the statement of cash flows, which is an indication of where our money comes from. It's not particularly interesting because our money comes from contributions from donors. We don't have any debt, so there's nothing of great interest there. The audited financial includes extensive notes. They start on Braille page 29, and they go to Braille page 63. I could read them all to you if you want. There are things that you do know, like the nature of the organization, the National Federation of the Blind, and it'll tell you all about our organization. There are no major new notes compared to last year. These notes explain the nature of our organization, what we do, how we account for things. So all in all, I think a great report for 2024. Now let's talk a little about 2025 and some of the other aspects of our finances, because when you hear that report, you might think, well, yeah, but you've been telling us all year we got to be worried about our finances. And when you say we're up $3 million, doesn't sound like we should be too worried. So let's talk a little bit more about that in detail. And I've gone through this with our treasurer, Norma Crosby, so we've conferred on a number of things to share with you. So for the first 5 months of the year, we show total revenue received as $12,473,190. That's a really good number for the first 5 months of the year. During that same time period, we had total expenses of $7,945,696. So for the 5-month total, we show our estimated change in our net assets for the first 5 months of this year as a positive $4,527,493. Now, before you get too excited, let's dig into these numbers a little bit. These numbers seem really amazing, and it shows us as up more than $4 million, and that is a really good thing. There's one very traceable reason to why that number is up almost $4.5 million, and it's because we have an policy of sharing with each other throughout the organization. When our affiliates get grants, bequests, our affiliates generously share them with us, with the national movement, so we can do work at scale at the national movement. This way of operating is also true of our training centers. And in April of this year, we received from the Colorado Center for the Blind a gift of $4.4 million. So thank you, Colorado. But when you take $4.4 million off of this number, we're basically break even for the first 5 months. And although Colorado wishes it wasn't so, it is a one-time gift. Our Colorado Center has given generously to the national movement over the last decade because of this. Yeah, so thank you, Colorado. Now, you heard in the 2024 financial report that government funding is not a huge portion of our income. It's something floats around maybe 15%. And so we're not in any immediate danger of losing federal funding so far this year with cuts that have been made at the federal level. What you should know is that the biggest risk to the organization at the federal level is funding for the NFB Newsline service. So if our funding is cut, the risk will be with the federal dollars that we use to fund NFB Newsline. So that impacts all of us, right? So we have to be concerned about that. But we have no indication that there's any immediate threat to that funding, and our team continues to monitor that on a regular basis. We've talked for a long time about our fundraising through the mail. Our organization's been raising money through a program and support letters that we've sent out since the 1950s, and we've been very successful. But that is rapidly changing. We've discussed in the convention this issue many times. The mail costs are going up. People don't look at their mail at all. Less people are fundraising in the mail, so there's less opportunity to find new prospects. And the National Board has had many conversations about this, and we're continuing to look with our team at what to do. But our income there is decreasing significantly. Also, you should know that the vast majority of people that we get donations, bequests from, are individuals who have given it to us through the mail over time. And so as our mail program decreases, the potential to get end-of-life gifts also is in jeopardy. Continuing with the worrisome news, in April, our contract to generate money with household goods through Green Drop ended. There's a long story there, but basically changes in the household goods area caused the relationship that we have not to be as profitable for the company doing it, and so they ended our contract in April. At its peak, that was giving us many hundreds of thousands of dollars of discretionary money. It was not restricted. We could do what we wanted with it. So that has gone away. We are seeking what to do after that. We have done a great job this year of adding new potential sources of ways for people to give to our movement. And that includes many of them that Patty covered in the board meeting. For those of you on Zoom, you got to hear it twice. So thank you for that. But just as an example, the Lyft Roundup program, which if you use it, I use it, and I noticed that, on most rides, I give a penny to the Federation. And you may think, it's just a penny, who cares? Last year, we raised, through the Lyft Roundup program, close to $70,000. So you understand that those pennies add up, right? And it's not just us, right? If we get our friends, our family, our coworkers, just to click that little option that allows to round up to the National Federation of the Blind, we could easily double that. And again, those dollars make a big difference. So knowing that the mail is going down, knowing that we've lost the revenue stream we had from household goods, each and every one of us are key to helping solve this problem, because we can encourage others to give to the organization. And many in the audience here say to me often, we're always asking members for money. And if it's important to us, we should give. And we know that a lot of people don't give unless they're asked. So we're going to ask you for money in a minute. But look, if you truly can't give, if you desperately want to give to this organization and you have nothing left to give, you can still ask other people to give. And it is not shameful to ask people to support the great work that we do. If you truly believe that what you heard of the work that we do from the presidential report makes a difference, ask people to support it, and they will support it. And you do know people that have financial resources. We all do, and we want to expand that circle. We want them to give to our national organization, because then we can get them into our stream of information where we share with them updates about what we're doing, and they will be compelled to give again. Why will they be compelled to give again? Well, when people know that good work is happening, they give. Just yesterday, outside of the convention, business still happens, and we had a donor who gave in honor of an individual who had been giving to us in the mass mail program. And they gave us a donation of stock that was worth $400,000. And that's because they knew that this organization was important. So we all can do more to share the work of what we're doing. So please ask others to give, get more people to understand the work that we do, to select us on Roundup at Lyft or Walmart, give us cryptocurrency. I mean, if you look at the ways to give page, trust me, I can't remember all the ways to give anymore. It's great, right? We need as many as we can. Also, I want to say to our chapters and affiliates, we can do more to support the national organization. I notice that there's chapters that are sitting on dollars waiting for something good to use it for sometime in the future. We got something good to use it for right here. We do. And I think our audited financial shows that we use those dollars very responsibly. The same to our affiliates. I threw some affiliates in a tizzy this year because I emphasized something that we put into the letter to our delegates every year. But because I said it verbally, some panicked about it. Every year we support the expenses for one delegate to be present here at this convention to represent each state affiliate. And every year we send a letter that says if the affiliate's in a position to help out by paying the expenses of the delegate, it would make a difference. Thank you to those affiliates who have paid the expenses for their delegate. Makes a difference. And if you really need the national organization to help, we will. But when an affiliate comes and says, you know, we desperately need the expenses of the delegate paid, and when we see that there's $50,000 in assets sitting there, what are we doing with it? So I would encourage each of us to encourage our chapters and our affiliates. We can push a little harder to put those dollars to good use. And I want to thank our affiliates and also our national divisions that are doing more to give to the organization. One example is that affiliates and chapters could be doing more work to get information out so people put us in their wills. If we get more bequests even at the affiliate level and we share that with the national level, it helps all of us. And Patty mentioned free will. That's now available. So we are working hard at the national level to close the gap and find new ways of bringing in resources. I do want to take this opportunity to again thank our convention sponsors and exhibitors who are here. We do have a record number of sponsors and exhibitors, and even in a time when some corporations have been encouraged to run away from people with disabilities. We have a record number of sponsors, longtime supporters, but also a number of new sponsors to this convention. So. All right, we thought we wouldn't just talk about income, we also have to talk about expense. So let's talk a little more about what do we spend our money on. Well, if you did pay attention to the financial, you know that one of the biggest cost centers we have are the Federation's staff. And the Federation has the best staff of any organization around. And we often don't have enough staff. but we also work really hard to make sure that we scale the staffing complement to fit our finances. We did reduce some of our staff positions at the end of last year to help with our anticipated financial difficulties this year. At the same time, we want to invest in the great staff we have. They're hardworking folks. They work to build expertise on your behalf and to do amazing things like run this convention. The staff are undertaking things behind the scenes that you have no idea about because they're handling those problems. So just as one example, so far we've always made the commitment to pay 100% of the individual premium costs for our staff to have health insurance as individuals. If you pay attention to health insurance, it never goes down. We try to budget what we anticipate the increase in healthcare to be during the next year. We are always low. The number is always crazy high. And so that's a huge cost center for us. And we know that if we trim our staff too much, it's going to impact a lot of the core things that we want to do. So there's a balance there. Second big area of cost center for us is our legal and advocacy work. You heard a lot about it yesterday. It's not inexpensive. You did not hear me talk about Los Angeles Community College District case, which is still going on. I think we're on year 8 of that case. I did mention Ohio sheltered workshops. I think that case might go back to 2015. And as has been mentioned elsewhere in the convention, we do our advocacy work to make change in society. There's not a big slush fund of money that courts grant back to us for doing that work. So often we do that work to get the change in society, and so the dollars are spent. Dollars well spent, as you heard yesterday, but it's expensive. And so there's a balance. A lot of people want us to sue many people, but we have limited resources. Also, our programs and our support to affiliates costs real dollars. We provide technical assistance, financial assistance, leadership development. All of these things take time, energy, and dollars to do, and we hope not to cut them. So, and then there are unanticipated expenses. When we came to this convention last year, we had an idea of what we might have wanted to do next with rideshare companies, but it wasn't until after the convention that we committed to do a public action in San Francisco. We didn't budget for that at the end of 2023, but it had to be done, right? Yeah. So we have to make these decisions all the time. The good news overall is in January, I had no idea exactly what the financial position of the organization would be after 5 months, 6 months when we came to this convention. And I think the numbers, although they're even, I think they reflect a lot of hard work on behalf of our team to find new sources of revenue, but also significantly control our expenses where we can. So I want to do a hats off to our staff team for doing a great job on that. I do want to let you know that we do regularly review our financial position. We try to plan ahead for things whenever we can. We try not to dip into our rainy day fund, the Sun Fund. We only try to use our investment assets for major projects that might not otherwise be fundable somewhere. I mean, a good example is the phone system at our national office is very old as phone systems go. We're going to need a new one very soon. That will be a six-figure expense when it happens. And so we're going to have to plan carefully for that. Okay, one other set of things that the treasurer wanted me to share with you related to our expenses. You heard the 2024 expense total, and we worked this year to reduce our expenses in our budget for 2025 by 10% compared to what our expenses were last year. I made an additional commitment to the board of directors that I would work to find an additional 5.5% to cut. That's 15%. That's a lot of trimming the edges. And we don't operate an organization that has fat, let me tell you. So this is pushing our team to be smarter. But the other way we can counteract that, right, is for all of us to go out and find new dollars to bring in. Because if we find new dollars to bring in, the cuts don't have to be as dramatic. Okay, one other thing to talk about. You might say, okay, we're running on the edge of even. Why do you keep talking to us about this very expensive idea of creating a museum of the blind people's movement? Well, two things. One is, on behalf of myself and our board of directors, we do strongly believe that this is the next great phase of stretching us to truly get our stories out into the mainstream and to be celebrated as some of the greatest stories available. We're going to need to build a base to do that. And we have made the commitment to you that we're going to pursue this museum project not as an either-or. We're going to continue to do all of the things that we've talked about so far in this convention. And we're going to build a museum. Yeah. And in the presidential report, we gave a significant nod to the fact that the museum project is actually helping us think more strategically about our national archives, the artifacts that we display at our national center, and how we do that in an effective way for the organization. We still have to raise a lot of money. And my message to you this morning is, if we believe in this dream, we have to go out and find the resources to do it. And we have to find the resources from outside of this movement. Although we do invite you to join those in this audience who are already on the honor roll and who have already made a significant commitment to give to the museum. Having said that, we will not go forward on this project until we have the dollars to be able to afford moving forward on this project. So what are the statistics? Well, so far we have received in hand, we've put in the bank, $2,193,256.79. We have expended so far on the museum project $2,430,305.29. So we've spent more than we've taken in. However, we do have pledge commitments and funds that we know are coming. we trust our friends when they say they're going to help, of $3,859,562.53. That includes $250,000 that the state of Maryland should be sending to us very soon, thanks to our Maryland affiliate for helping to advocate for that. And so we're basically break even. So we're going to be putting the major design conversations on hold to move into major fundraising conversations. And so I don't know what that will look like when we get here next year. It's going to depend on how well we do at raising money. So if we have a dream and we really believe in that dream, and that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow on the convention agenda, all of us need to dig in and find ways to help. And all of us can do something about it. And so what the conventional wisdom tells you about campaigns like this is you should be very quiet and approach the big dollar donors and let them get in early, you know? Don't tell anybody you're talking to them until you've raised something like 70% of the money. And what I tell the people who tell me this all the time is, we don't keep secrets from our members. Come on. We can't be quiet about it. So we're opening up the campaign to anybody who wants to give $1. Give $1. We need it. We need to get this done. This project is only going to get more expensive the longer we wait. I don't know if you've noticed, but costs are going up. We're going to talk more about that later in this convention. I think I've given you a very thorough examination of our current financial position. As I said, in January, I had no idea how gloomy it might be. But in addition to the great gift from our Colorado affiliate, I think we're doing all of the responsible and right things to make sure we use every dollar from every donor responsibly, and that is our financial report for 2025. It's been moved and seconded to accept the financial report. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, thank you very much. Let's have a door prize.
Yeah, a door prize. First of all, we got the $40 for the virtual folks. That is the Zoomers, I call them anyway. For $40 each for the following people, if you can remember and put in your name and the code word of jazz. And it's these: Charlie Barty, that's Charles Barty, Vicky McDaniel from California, and Jay Dufal Huffman from South Carolina. You get $40 a piece on the, and remember the organization. Now, here's Kenya.
All right, we have $40 and chocolate and a very motivational magnet, and that goes to Denise Avant from Illinois. Denise, please be here. She's here!
All right, we're going to go to Everett Bacon.
Thank you, Mr. President. What an outstanding report. Wonderful job, wonderful news. Thank you to you and Norma and all of our wonderful accounting team for the great work that we do. Let's all give them a big round of applause. Okay, so we talked about giving. We heard a lot about all of the different things that we have going on. This is your last opportunity to be a part of the Lead and Drive Give 25 movement. We're going to end at noon today We had a little glitches yesterday with the form, so if you did try to do it yesterday in the form and you weren't able to be successful, you can go back there now. It's working. It's still up. So like I said, you still have a couple of hours here. You can easily go and do it. I did it right from my mobile phone, so it's very easy to do. You don't need a fancy computer or anything like that. And hey, I work for IRA. If you want to call IRA and have the visual interpreter help you with it, I'll give you some minutes if you give me a call, okay? All right, so let me talk a little bit about all of the different things that we have. We have the White Cane General Fund. I'm going to focus on that one first and foremost because something happened recently. We had a Bell Academy in Utah. It was an outstanding 18 kids that were there. I got this letter from a mom of Gavin who lives in Montana, and we allowed Gavin in Montana to come participate in our Bell Academy because Montana doesn't yet have one. They'll get one at some point, but they don't have one right now. And so Gavin and they came down to Utah, and they participated in our Bell Academy and then our STEM to You because we did them back to back. I got this wonderful email from Gavin's mom that said Gavin's never been able to do anything like the things that he got to do in Bell Academy and STEM to You. He was so excited, it really changed his life, and he's going to continue to do much more with Braille and any other blindness skills. So that's why we do this, right? And that's why we need money and funds to help continue those outstanding programs. It takes a lot of funds to send out all of the materials for all of the Bell Academies across all of our states that are doing them. It also takes a lot of funds to get people back to Baltimore to participate in the training that goes to our outstanding Bell Academies. So those are the kinds of things. We also have our Jernigan Fund, which gets people here for the first time. We have our Sun Fund, which is our rainy day fund. And of course, we have our Tenbrook Building Fund, which helps keep the lights on and keeps the HVACs running and all of those things in our buildings. So here's your chance. You can go to nfb.org/convention. The Give 25 donate link is right there on that page. You can easily go there. You can fill out that form and donate. $25 to any of the funds will get you a chance to win a trip to next year's convention with $1,000 walking around money. So it's an awesome chance. You can still do that, still be a part of it. My last thing and then if you want to just call, we can take your donation over the phone. You just call our main number, 410-659-9314. Extension 2422. So you go to that, you can easily call and make your donation. We'll help you. Okay, so we did giving away a Rubik's Cube. We have one last Rubik's Cube to give away. Jan Bailey of Minnesota, you've won a Rubik's Cube, so pretty exciting. All right. To wrap up, let's do this one last time. I'm going to say lead and drive. You say give 25. Here we go. Lead and drive. Lead and drive. Give 25. Lead and drive. Give 25. Way to go. Thank you all.
Thank you, Everett. And I do encourage people to make those Give 25 donations if you got caught up, especially in the web issue. Sorry for that, but it's been fixed, and we still need those contributions to make that match in front of us. Now I want to go to our PAC plan.
Yes, I am here, and I want you to know that we're back there and we're busy at the PAC table. We're not too busy for you to come on back there. We got some great PAC prizes still left. Hawaii has donated a great amount of macadamia nuts. Yes, I hear oohs. So go back there to the PAC table, make your monthly donation. And for my friends who are listening to us virtually, you can still get involved. You can go to www.nfb.org/PAC. You can also call 877-632-6722 Just leave your name and your phone number, no account information. One of our happy people will call you back. So I also want to let you know, because people are asking me, and I'm so happy people are coming back to the table to find out if they're still on the PAC plan. So if you're unsure, if you need to change your bank account information, you need to change your credit card information, please come back there to the PAC table and see us. We can do all of that good stuff too. So people are asking me about the contest. So I want to make sure I give the people what they want. So we are looking at the percentage. So we have Idaho. You're in the running, you're number 3. Next after Idaho for the for the pachyderm is Wisconsin, my neighbors. Then Nevada, you're still doing that thing. You might go back home with the pachyderm again. They took it last year. Wisconsin and Idaho, are you going to let them do that to you? Come on, get on the PAC plan. So also for the divisions, National Association of Blind Black Leaders, you are number 3. But NOPBC, Parents of Blind Children, you're not too far behind. Get back there. And I am so impressed with my students in the National Association of Blind Students. You are leading the pack. But parents, get back there. If you get a couple of more people, you can overtake the students. So keep on going back there to the PAC table. Our next is, everybody wants to know about the rat. I never thought people would ask me about a rat so often. So we're actually in a dead tie. Yes, Wisconsin, you might get a different animal, or you might go home with 2. But Arizona, I'm here to tell you, you're tied with them. No, it's a dead tie. So Wisconsin, Arizona, get back there quickly. But you know who's leading the pack for the states? Idaho! So I want you to get back there to the PAC table. My friend Elizabeth is going to tell you the names of some people who have won some great gift cards, and then we're going to sing the PAC song because everybody wants to sing PAC song.
Good morning, everyone. We are celebrating our lucky number 13 today. So if the following 13 individuals or groups could come see us, we want to give you money. Repeat, we want to give you money. So, all right. Beverly Smith from Glendale, Arizona. Kendra Brown from Memphis, Tennessee. Gary Moore from Arlington, Virginia. The National Federation of the Blind of Wisconsin. Wow, they're popular today. Albuquerque's chapter from NFB, New Mexico. I am not responsible for the way that I pronounce any of these names. Brian Wiekamp from Jefferson City, Missouri. Leslie Landry from Portland, Maine. Michael Hollum from Brick, New Jersey. Again, not responsible for these names, folks. Jerry Naley. We're going to go with that. If you know him, he's from Utah. Thank you. There you go. They said it right for me. Janet Algie from Lexington, Kentucky. Jeffrey Anderson, I'm mixing those names up, from Portland, Oregon. We went from Portland to Portland. That's exciting. Tina Hansen from Salem, Oregon. And last but certainly not least, Marquita Lane from Tyler, Texas. From coast to coast, we want to see you back at the PAC.
All right, please come back to the PAC table, pick up your gift cards, pick up some great prizes, and I want to say, get on the PAC plan, sign up today. We need your contributions right away. Funding our movement, it must be done, so all our battles can be won. Get back there to the PAC table. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, thank you to our PAC committee. I do want to say on Give 25, it's nfb.org/give25 to go online. Easy to remember, nfb.org/give25. Related to the convention, you still have an opportunity to register or maybe to correct your registration if you're one of the 82 people that are registered to some unknown place. The stats are kind of interesting. People could move up in various places. Just take, for example, 17 and 16, Pennsylvania and Washington are both tied with 56 individuals. So I'd encourage you to get registered if you're not registered yet. And it's getting kind of interesting at the top 10. See, 11 is still New York with 73. But then we have a tie between Virginia and Florida with 75. So, New York could slip in there if someone's missing. And number 8 is still South Carolina, 82. Number 7 is Nevada with 87. Number 6, Colorado, 100 even still. Number 5 is Texas, 104. Number 4, California, 131. Number 3, Arizona, 154. Number 2, Maryland, 188. And number 1, Louisiana, 231. We have 546 individuals registered for the virtual convention experience. So thank you to those of you who have registered for that here at the last minute. You still can. And our total in-person registration is 2,597. So if we could get a couple more, we could get to 2,600. Now, during the roll call yesterday, we talked about folks from various states, and I did mention that there's not anybody in the room who was here at a convention in the 1950s. But that doesn't mean there isn't anybody who was here in the 1950s. Doesn't mean they're not participating in the convention experience. And so says Debbie Brown of Maryland, who says that Tom Bickford of Maryland has been attending conventions since 1957 and is listening online. So welcome to Tom Bickford. We are going to move now to our elections, and so for the report of the nominating committee, here is Pam Allen.
Thank you so much, President Riccobono. And I just want to mention very quickly, I have had a lot of people ask about how they can get the song Who Are We NFB. So I want to let everybody know from the NFB and the litigators, it's streaming soon on all platforms. And so you can check it out. I also want to acknowledge again Kaylee Brendel, Briley O'Connor, James Brown, and Tim Elder. And I want you to know, too, that President Riccobono, Chris Danielson, and Jesse Shirek were also part of the writing team for the song. So thank you so much. I want to thank everyone who served on the nominating committee, and also want to thank Seth Lampkin for his assistance as always. The nominating committee recommends the following. For board position 1, Jessica Beecham, Colorado. Board position 2, Marcy Carpenter, Washington. Board position 3, Marilyn Green, Illinois. Board position 4, Tom Page, Kansas. Board position 5, Grace Pyers, Rhode Island. And board position 6, Tracy Safranco, Virginia. And that concludes our report. Thank you, President Riccobono.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to accept the report of the nominating committee. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, we will move to the election. Having accepted the report of the nominating committee, let me say that these names will be in placed in nomination. Nominations are open. You do have to be a member of the National Federation of the Blind to be eligible to serve on our national board, and you do have to be a blind person. You should be here in the room. We take nominations and our board very seriously, so I wanted to mention all of those things. So for board position number 1, the name of Jessica Beecham of Colorado has been placed into nominations. Are there any other nominations? I heard a nomination for Tim Elder from California. I have no idea what he said, but... Okay. Let's hear it from Tim. How about that? Okay, thank you. That was Tim Elder. Okay. Are there any other nominations? So let me remind folks that there are microphones in the same places they were yesterday. So if you don't get to a microphone, it'll be very difficult to take what you say. Was that an actual nomination? Okay. Are there any other nominations? It's been moved and seconded that nominations cease and that we elect Jessica Beecham by acclamation. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Congratulations, Jessica.
Thank you very much. It's such an honor to serve on the National Federation of the Blind Board of Directors. I feel like the work that we get to do together is some of the most important and challenging and mentally stimulating work. And it helps so many blind people throughout our country and throughout our nation. And I just really appreciate everybody's trust, friendship, and most of all, love. And I look forward to listening and being here as we do more work together. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica, and congratulations. For board position number 2, the name of Marcy Carpenter of Washington has been placed into nomination. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? I'm going to ask one more time. Are there any other nominations? Now, it's been moved and seconded many times that nomination cease and Marcy Carpenter be elected by acclamation. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Congratulations, Marcy. She's making her way to the microphone, so I guess we could take a door prize.
Already, we will be giving. Oh, hold on. So sorry. Okay. Hold on. We're having.
I'm here, sir.
Go for it, Marcy.
I want to thank everyone here for your love and your confidence. I have been privileged to stand on the shoulders and learn from great state and national leaders. Kenneth Jurgen made it possible personally back in the day for me to attend my first convention. And this is such a magical experience. And I want to pass it along to every blind person in this country who hasn't found us yet, and look forward to all the great work we can do together. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcy.
So sorry. Okay. we're having microphone technical difficulties, clearly. Okay, so we're giving away a cookbook, a t-shirt, both from NOPBC, and then $50. And this is going to Emily Stadler of New Hampshire. She's here, thank you.
Okay. For board position number 3, the name of Marilyn Green of Illinois has been placed into nomination. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? It's been moved and seconded and barked that nominations cease and Marilyn Green be elected by acclamation. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Marilyn, congratulations.
Thank you, President Riccobono and my Federation family. I am privileged and honored to serve with each and every one of you. Each and every day I learn and I grow, and that is because of the work of this organization. I sat yesterday and listened to the presidential report, as I do each and every year. And each and every year, tears come to my eyes to learn more about the discrimination against us as blind people. And it makes me so proud to be a part of this movement where we not only talk the talk, we actually walk the walk. And my Federation family, I'm here to tell you that I am here to continue that walk with you for as long as my body and my mind and my will allow. And President Riccobono, thank you for your leadership, for the love and the passion that you bring to this work each and every day. It inspires me to do the work that I do each and every day. Thank you, my Federation family. I love you all. And yes, get on the PAC plan.
Thank you, Marilyn. For board position number 4, the name of Tom Page of Kansas has been placed into nomination. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? It's been moved and seconded that nominations cease and Tom Page be elected by acclamation. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Tom, congratulations.
Thank you, President Riccobono. Thank you, Federation family. It has been probably the greatest honor of my life to serve in this role. And with your support, my intention is to continue to do the very best I can. Through my interaction with National Federation of the Blind, I have learned so much about myself as a blind person. Mostly in the outside world, before I joined the Federation, I was not challenged. I was not expected to strive for any kind of greatness. My Federation family has supported me and challenged me. And I challenge all of you to do what you can, when you can. With all of us together, we're going to get the job done. We are going to move forward to a position of security, opportunity, and equality in America. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. For board position number 5, the name of Grace Pyers of Rhode Island has been placed into nomination. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? It's been moved and seconded that Grace Pyers of Rhode Island be elected by acclamation. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Congratulations, Grace.
Thank you so much, President Riccobono and Federation family. Thank you for once again placing your trust and confidence in me and re-electing me to this position. It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve and to be part of our wonderful movement. Growing up, I could never have imagined that someday I would be standing here in a leadership role of our wonderful, dynamic movement. Being part of our organization has changed the trajectory of my life. It has inspired me, encouraged me, and helped me to build confidence in myself. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't think I could ever, words cannot describe just how much it means to be part of our movement. Thank you.
And finally, for board position number 6, the name of Tracy Soforenko from Virginia has been placed into nomination. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? It's been moved and seconded that Tracy be elected by acclamation. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Congratulations to Tracy.
I am proud to be a member of the National Federation of the Blind. The National Federation of the Blind provided me the skills and attitudes to raise my family, succeed in my job, and contribute to my community and across this nation. I am honored to give back because in the role as a board member, I get to listen to all of you, create and generate ideas to make change and help us achieve our dreams together. I am grateful to all of you for putting your trust in me. I'm grateful to my wife Sharon and my daughters, my Virginia community who supported me along the way, my fellow board members, and to you, President Riccobono, who supports and encourages the members and allowing us to be part of your leadership team. I am excited for the results we will achieve together.
Well, let's hear it for our newly elected board members. Definitely deserves a door prize.
I agree, Mr. President. How about $100? That goes to Jackson Schobel of Ruston, Louisiana. Oh, he's here. Thank you.
Did you want to give away another one? Or?
Sure. We will be giving away some Puerto Rico coffee and a mug and a cap and some chocolate. And I know this person is here. That goes to Bennett Brown.
I'm here. I think we ought to do one for the virtual participants as well. Thank you for the coffee and all the other stuff. It's great. It's wonderful. I didn't rig it. I promise. So we got $30. $30 for those on the virtual participation, the Zoomers. We've got code word this time of Jernigan, and for the $30, if you send in your name and the code word Jernigan within 10 minutes, you will receive $30, and the names are Christina Augustine from Oklahoma, Deborah Buell from Texas, and Christine Scrimmager from Connecticut. Congratulations to all the board members.
Okay, a couple of couple of things before we get into some presentations here. First of all, I wanted to note that there were a number of improvements made to our convention agenda this year. I don't know if you noticed, but there were a number of changes. If you like the changes, we want to know. If you don't like the changes, we do want to know that. But some of our staff worked really hard on making some improvements to the agenda. That feedback would be very helpful. It's an opportunity to mention that for those of you who have registered, and I hope you all will register, after the convention you will receive an email with a survey. And we take the survey data very seriously. So if you can take the time to fill out the survey and give us feedback on the convention. We have great conventions, but we always know that there are things that could be better. And so we want to continue to make them better. So please take time to fill out the survey. Also, my friends in Nebraska want me to correct myself and say it's Nebraska at number 7, not Nevada. Also, we're still in the midst of Give 25, so I don't want to take away from that, but I did want to take this opportunity to mention that, our long-term partners are really a significant part of the consistency that we're able to bring to the work that we do. And one of those long-term partnership relationships, one of the longest standing ones that we have, is with Humanware. And Humanware, besides being always interested in having real feedback from us about their products, the future of products, new products, Humanware continues to be put its money where its heart is and really support our organization. So I wanted to take this opportunity to thank Humanware for already committing to supporting a matching contribution for our fall fundraising campaign. So thank you to Humanware for that. In a very uncertain time, I think it's very significant that Humanware makes that early commitment to us and plans to work with us. So please continue to promote the great partnership we have with Humanware and make sure to thank them for that partnership. Okay, we have a couple of more presentations this morning, and we're going to continue the financial discussion by inviting a gentleman to the stage for the first time. Access to financial services is really critical in living the lives that we want and competing in society. And oftentimes there are barriers in the financial services sector. We've talked about them in the past with some of our legal and advocacy work. Of course, if we're going back through the decades, we've worked on accessible ATMs and websites and other aspects of banking. Our next presenter is really changing the landscape of how to think about accessibility in financial services by engineering a company that is looking at how to use financial tools and financial technology to better drive opportunities for people with disabilities. And the National Federation of the Blind was happy to provide a contribution to help this venture get off the ground. The company is called Purple. Maybe he'll tell us why Purple. And he's already been talking to us about how we can find ways to use his platform to further the work of the organized blind movement. So I'd invite you for his first time on our stage to welcome the founder and Chief Executive Officer of Purple. Here's John Siaka.
The best things in life are free, but you can keep them for the birds and bees. Now give me more. What I want, that's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Good morning. Thank you to Thank you to President Riccobono for inviting me and to everyone at the NFB who helped bring this incredible convention to life, and all of you for being here and being part of such an incredible movement. My name is John Sioka. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Purple. I'm honored to be here today and excited to share the Purple story with you, what we've built, what's coming next, and most importantly, how we're working together to build a financial system that truly serves this community. At Purple, we build financial products for people with disabilities and their families to help them manage money, maximize benefits, and save for the future, all while protecting critical benefits. My journey into tech started with my older brother, Christian, who has Down syndrome. He's been the inspiration behind everything I've built. Growing up, I saw firsthand the barriers he faced, not because of his disability, but because the systems and tools around him weren't built for him. In middle school, I built my first app called My Voice. My Voice provided alternative augmentative communication, or AAC, to people with speech-impeding disabilities. The app was based on the picture exchange system, also known as PECS. The traditional PECS book involved the student physically picking images and forming a sentence that a teacher would then read out loud. Obviously, that's a time-consuming and frustrating process. My dad was a special educator, so I saw this over and over again with his students while sitting in his classroom after school. With My Voice, instead of shuffling through a physical book, students could drag and drop images into sentences, and the app would speak them aloud instantly. My Voice was used in classrooms across the country, helping students and adults find their voice and speak their needs. Later on, in high school, I built You Belong, a social network designed specifically for people with disabilities and their families to connect. I started it after our family moved from New Jersey to Florida. Shout out to New Jersey and Florida. My brother had to leave his closest friends behind, and I saw how difficult the move was for him. So I wanted to create a safe, welcoming place where he could stay connected and meet new friends. Through these projects, I learned a powerful lesson. Technology can empower, but only when it's built with the community, not just for the community. As I listened to families and individuals using You Belong, one topic came up again and again: money. Families would share stories about how hard it was to manage their benefits, how afraid they were of going over asset limits, and how confusing the rules were when trying to save even a little for the future. And I saw these same struggles at home as Christian became old enough to apply for benefits. My parents faced stacks of paperwork, hours on the phone, and constant fear of making a small mistake that could jeopardize his benefits. I realized that while there were tools to support communication and connection, there was a huge gap when it came to financial tools designed with and for people with disabilities. When we talk about financial inclusion, we often think about simply opening a bank account. But for people with disabilities, true financial inclusion is about so much more. It's about being able to save without fear of losing benefits. It's about understanding complex rules in plain language. It's about being able to navigate benefits, income, and expenses independently and accessibly. It's about having the freedom to make financial choices and build security for the future. But today, the financial system isn't designed with these needs in mind. So let's talk about the asset limit. If you receive SSI benefits, you're limited to $2,000 in total assets across checking, savings, and investment accounts. This rule hasn't changed in decades. For many, it creates an impossible choice: save money and risk losing benefits, or spend everything each month and remain eligible. Last year alone, over 400,000 people lost their benefits because they crossed that $2,000 limit, often because of small things like working a few extra hours, a missed time deposit, or a small gift from family. When that happens, families lose critical monthly income, sometimes for months at a time, and must spend countless hours trying to fix the situation. In 2014, Congress introduced the Achieving a Better Life Experience Act, also known as ABLE, to provide a solution to this asset limit. ABLE accounts allow people with disabilities to save up to $100,000 in the tax advantage account without impacting their eligibility for benefits. You can contribute up to $19,000 per year, and funds can be used on a wide range of qualified disability expenses. And these include housing, transportation, assistive technology, education, and basic living expenses. And recent ABLE updates, like the permanent extension of ABLE to Work, allow working individuals to contribute even more beyond the standard annual limit, making it easier for people to build savings while maintaining employment. On paper, ABLE accounts are an incredible tool. They help people build real financial security, but in reality, they haven't reached most of the people they were designed to help. Today, there are 8 million people eligible to save with an ABLE account, yet fewer than 200,000 have opened one. Why? Because the user experience is confusing and fragmented. State-run ABLE programs have outdated dashboards, enrollment flows are long and complicated, investment choices are poorly explained, and most importantly, these accounts weren't built with accessibility or lived experience at the center. Starting next year, ABLE eligibility will expand dramatically, from onset of disability before age 26 to onset before age 46. This change will add another 6 million people who can finally take advantage of these savings accounts, including 1 million disabled veterans. This is a huge opportunity. This is going to be a huge opportunity to reach 14 million people to save for a better life, but only if we build better, more accessible, more human-centered experiences. At Purple, we're working to reimagine the ABLE experience from the ground up. We're building the first integrated ABLE banking experience so that people can easily manage everyday spending and long-term savings in one accessible platform. At the end of each month, Purple will automatically move leftover funds into your ABLE account to help you stay under the asset limit before your next deposit arrives. And when you spend, we'll flag eligible expenses to make sure the money is coming from the most tax-advantaged account, giving you more control and confidence every step of the way. With ABLE fully integrated, we wanted to make sure every part of daily money management felt just as seamless. That's why we started with the Purple checking account and debit card, giving members a strong foundation for everyday spending, while also making it easier to save for the future. The Purple checking account allows you to get your disability benefits earlier. You can set spending limits on your card, capture receipts and memos to stay compliant with SSA reporting requirements, and link your SNAP EBT card so you can manage all your balances in one place. Later this year, we'll be making our debit card even more accessible in partnership with MasterCard. We'll be leveraging MasterCard's Touch Card, a design that adds a distinctive notch to the card. This tactile feature makes it easier to identify the card in your wallet when paying at the point of sale, whether using the chip or a contactless tap. MasterCard has shown a commitment to accessibility not just through the Touch Card, but also through features like the recognizable MasterCard sound mark at checkout. This distinct sound lets people know their transaction has been successfully processed, an important cue for blind and low vision users to feel confident and secure when paying. This shared focus on accessibility is exactly why we love working with the MasterCard team. Together, we're working every day to make spending even more inclusive for everyone. Now, beyond the card itself, we built a suite of features designed to empower members in every part of their lives. Our income monitoring feature helps you track your progress towards the SSA's substantial gainful activity limit, also known as the SGA limit. This is the amount of income you can earn while still remaining eligible for disability benefits. You can link any external account, and Purple will automatically watch for deposits and income, alerting you if you're approaching your individual limit. We also built document storage, a secure way to keep SSA notices, receipts, appointment notes, and other important disability-related paperwork all in one place. And we introduced Purple Companion, our AI assistant trained to help answer money management and benefits questions, helping users to make informed financial decisions without fear or guesswork. We're excited to keep improving Companion, building toward a future where AI and financial tools work hand in hand. But none of these features would exist without listening to the community. Early on, we spoke to hundreds of people with disabilities and their families. We heard about the fear of depositing a small check or working a few extra hours and accidentally losing benefits. We heard how overwhelming and confusing it can be to track income and expenses under strict benefit rules. and we heard the need for a simpler, clearer way to manage money without constant worry. We've also had the pleasure of working with testers from the NFB's Build program to put our software through real-world scenarios. Their feedback has helped us identify issues, improve navigation, and make meaningful progress toward a more accessible experience. We know that accessibility is a journey, and our software isn't perfect today, but it isn't an afterthought for us. It's a foundational principle. We're always learning from our members and working every day to make our tools more accessible for everyone. The idea of disability wisdom means designing with the community, not just for it. It means recognizing that lived experience is expertise, and every piece of feedback, whether it's about the language we use, the way information is grouped on the screen, or how a notification sounds, is treated as essential knowledge that shapes our product. We see our members not as users, but as co-designers and partners in this work. That's how we make sure our tools truly support independence and that they reflect the real needs and goals of the community. We also know that these financial barriers don't exist in isolation. They're deeply connected to other systemic challenges like housing insecurity, healthcare access, employment discrimination, and a long history of policies that have limited financial independence for people with disabilities. We understand that a debit card and a savings account alone isn't enough to solve these issues, but we believe it's a start, a foundation to give people more control, more choices, and more opportunity to build stability for the future. Our hope is that by making these tools more accessible and removing some of the fear and confusion around money, we can help open doors to greater independence and empower people to focus on what really matters in their lives. As we look to the future, we're exploring ways to support even more savings tools like special needs trusts, so members have options beyond traditional accounts and choose what works best for them. We're working to make Purple a true one-stop hub by surfacing information about Medicaid waivers, other benefits programs, and resources that help families navigate complex systems with more confidence. And we're even thinking about how we can help members build credit, connect with employment opportunities, and access the tools they need to strengthen their financial security and independence on their own terms. Now, before I wrap, I'm excited to announce a special collaboration. Purple is partnering with the NFB to make it easier than ever for our members to support the organization. Later this year, Purple members will be able to set up recurring donations to the NFB by simply entering their Purple account email and phone number. Purple and NFB will handle the rest securely behind the scenes. No more hunting down and manually entering your routing and account number. This means more members can quickly support the advocacy and work that the NFB does every day. So stay tuned to your inbox for more information from the NFB team as we roll this out. At Purple, we believe that financial technology, when guided by disability wisdom, can be a tool for real collective action. It's not just about checking balances or moving money around. It's about independence, dignity, and having choices. It's about freeing people from systems designed to keep them in poverty and empowering them to dream bigger. When we build together, we make sure no one is left behind, and we move closer to a world where accessibility and financial equity aren't special features, but simply the standard. We're honored to be on this journey with you, and we can't wait for you to join the Purple community and help shape what comes next. You can learn more at withpurple.com. Purple's available in the Apple App Store, Google Play Store, and on the web. If you run into any accessibility issues or have ideas for improvement, email us at hello@withpurple.com. Myself and our team read every message. Your feedback is not just welcomed, but it's essential. Thank you for your time today. Thank you for your leadership and your wisdom. Let's keep building this future together. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, I encourage members out there who are interested to check out Purple. And as John says, he's very interested in our feedback, and I'm particularly interested in the ways that we can use financial technology to create opportunities for blind people, especially to fight those pesky rules that trip us up, you know? So, and I'm looking forward to getting more Purple account members on the PAC plan. So that's all
How
right.
about a
Well,
door prize?
it seems like we should have a fit break.
All right, guys, so I heard a song recently. It's called White Cane Swingin'. So we're gonna have our next fit break, but this song is, it's by 4 blind artists, Question ATL, Demasta, 12C, and Shelly Ritchie. So you guys check it out on streaming services, and let's go, stand up. And bounce, and bounce. Tap your cane to the right, to the left. Tap your cane to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. Now dodge the person by swinging to the right. Now dodge the person by leaning to the left. Dodge the person by leaning to the right. Dodge the person by leaning to the left. Now pencil grip, pencil grip, pencil grip, pencil grip. Yeah.
Confident, but you can tell by how I walk with it in the dark with it.
Tap that cane. Woo! A lot of white canes swinging going around this hotel this week. All right, let's do a little marching together with those white canes.
It's a moves that we be making. I'm lost, trust me, I'ma make it.
Tap it right, tap it left, tap it right, tap it left. Tap it right, tap it left, tap it right, tap it left, tap it right, tap it left, tap it right, tap it left. All right, let's sidestep. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Now put those canes in the air. Let's see how many of them we've got in this room. I've got a guide dog. I can't put her in the air. Tap it right. Tap it left. Tap it right. Tap it left. Woo. Bounce it out. Bounce it out. Woo. All right, guys.
Now about that door prize.
Agreed. So we're giving away a computer from Computers for the Blind, and that is going to Scott Joffrey of New Hampshire. Here? They're here.
All right, I know we got everybody moving now, but we got one more presentation for this morning, so don't want to jinx it, but we're going to adjourn early. So hang in there, because this is an important one. If I could have your attention, please. People are still cane swinging out there, you know. The next presenter is no stranger to us, as he's now come to our convention for a number of years. And this is a very important year for his presentation. We remain on high alert to make sure that our National Library Service for the Blind remains intact as changes are made in the federal government. And this gentleman has been director of the library now for a number of years and has truly become a dedicated advocate, I'll say, for the program and for continuing to expand the program. He said one Jason wasn't enough, and could he bring a second one on stage today? So he brought another Jason with him. And together, these two gentlemen, they're not replacements for each other, but they do make a dynamic duo in heading up our National Library Service, which, as we know, there have been cuts to the Institute of Museum and Library Services, and that has impacted many state libraries for the blind. These gentlemen are helping to make sure that we protect the tremendous infrastructure we have at the Library of Congress, and they have been coordinating with us so we can do our advocacy work on the state level. Please welcome from the National Library Service both Jason Broughton and Jason Yasner.
This is my song. How'd you know this was my song? This is my song. I can't believe it. NFB, how are ya? All right, tell me, who here knows about NLS? Who here is using Bard? Who here has a digital talking book machine? And who here has a Braille e-reader? I could not be happier to be able to say those words to you and know that the National Library Service for the Blind and Print Disabled are doing everything we can to ensure that all may read. So good morning to all the visionary minds, advocates, and leaders gathered here today. It's truly an honor to be among those whose voices have shaped, refined, and energized this movement for the blind and print disabled equity. My name is Jason Yasner. I'm the Deputy Director of NLS at the Library of Congress. At the National Library Service for the Blind and Print Disabled, our collaboration with the National Federation of the Blind is foundational. It's not just policy, it's partnership. Your feedback ensures our services remain relevant, inclusive, and empowering. Together, we continue to center dignity and independence in everything we build. And I want to give a special thank you to President Riccobono and his team. You guys have been amazing partners in the past, in the present, and certainly in the future. All right, one of the most impactful ways we can empower people with vision impairments and disabilities is through meaningful collaborations between organizations like NLS and NFB. Because when these organizations join forces, they bridge critical gaps, combining resources, expertise, and advocacy to create more inclusive systems of support. Here at NLS, we provide access to Braille and audio materials that enrich lives, while the NFB brings the lived experience, grassroots advocacy, and innovation needed to shape these services into something truly transformative. So together, they don't just distribute materials, they promote autonomy, lifelong learning, and social inclusion. So think of all the thousands of individuals who, thanks to these partnerships, can now pursue higher education, enjoy literature independently, or simply access the information they need to navigate daily life. It's not just about accessibility, it's about dignity, opportunity, and equality. So President Riccobono mentioned NFB Newsline, which we consider an absolute critical service. Yes? Yes? So we at NLS are doing everything we can to preserve this service. Just to let you know, as of now, the fiscal year 26 budgets that have been put forth by the House and the Senate both still include the money for NFB Newsline to go to NFB. And every time we've ever gotten a question about it, we wholeheartedly say, this is critical, this is a core service, and you can't cut it. So we look forward to our FY26 budget, hopefully kicking in on October 1st if Congress does its job. And we will ensure that the National Library Service continues to provide the services that we all rely on. So let's talk a little bit about technology. I mentioned Bard before. We have been undergoing a Bard modernization for years now. We've been talking about Bard 2.0, and most of what Bard 2.0 up to now has been on the back end. We've been really making Bard better, stronger, and faster on the back end. It's been redesigned for maximum accessibility, especially for low vision and mobile users. Now that Bard 2.0 is becoming a reality, some of the new features include smarter search tools, subscription and wish list management, reading history, and enhanced privacy. And thanks to our migration to the cloud 2 years ago, Bard now supports up to 800,000 users, which is a 5-fold increase, ensuring faster performance and broader availability. So this isn't just a tech upgrade. It's about making information feel intuitive, personalized, and dependable. Just to let you know, we have been migrating all Bard patrons to the new platform. It's relatively seamless, and so we know that all Bard patrons will be migrated to the 2.0 platform by September 30th this year. So we're really, really excited about it, and we're looking forward to your feedback as well. All right, more about some devices. Some of you are familiar with our Alexa skill, which is called My Talking Books. So this was something we decided to investigate several years ago, and we created a new smart speaker Alexa skill called My Talking Books, and right now it's in an open beta with 5,000 users. We're collecting feedback and we're seeing how things can be improved. Which was great was, 2 days ago, I believe, I met Peter Korn, the Director of Accessibility for Amazon. He was doing a presentation here. And he was talking about Alexa Plus, which is the next generation of Alexa. Well, we feel that this new Alexa Plus is going to help our Alexa skill, My Talking Books. And so we're hoping over the next year to see some vast improvements in that. Some of the focus areas we've been looking at are streaming audio services, voice interaction and navigation, Wi-Fi hot discovery, and text-to-speech enhancement, all driven by inclusive design that centers real-world usability and diverse user needs. Whether your device is handheld, voice-controlled, or as yet imagined, we're building pathways towards seamless, independent reading. And of course, we can't forget the new next-generation digital talking book machine, the DA2. And we want to thank all of you for providing feedback and user testing over the past couple years, and we especially want to thank Humanware for being our partner to create the DA2. Right now, as I speak, thousands of DA2s are making their way to the state libraries. So you will be able to have a DA2 very, very soon. Once again, the DA2 is an enhanced digital talking book machine. It still takes the cartridges, of course, but it has a Wi-Fi modem, so you can connect the Bard and download your books directly to the machine. It also has Bluetooth connectivity. It's a better device in every way, shape, or form. So we're really excited about the DA2. So let's talk about some numbers. So in fiscal year 24, over 22 million items were circulated, averaging more than 100 items per patron. This is significant, 22 million items. You guys are reading a lot, and we love it. We want to make sure that we have stuff you want to read, so please keep giving us your suggestions. Our expanded collections include 11,377 new audiobooks, 7,575 Braille titles, and Bard's holdings now total nearly 190,000 items, with 152,000 plus Marrakesh acquired downloads in 26 languages. We're going to talk about Marrakesh a little bit. Jason Broughton will talk about that. But these numbers reflect more than access. They reflect engagement, curiosity, and a thriving community of readers. And while we're talking about readers, who here is familiar with Talking Book Topics? All right, Talking Book Topics has been around longer than I've been alive, I believe. It has its limitations. We have something that we think you'll like even better. It is an email newsletter called Collections Connections. And if you haven't heard about it, I'll tell you a little bit. It is once a month book list that includes recommended Braille and audio titles with the Bard links right there in the email for easy access. So, if you're interested in Collections Connections, please send an email to connections. The email is connections@loc.gov, loc.gov. Once again, connections@loc.gov. We hope that this will improve on talking book topics and you'll end up liking it better. So finally, the last thing I'd like to say before transitioning is we have a new patron enrollment online application. We know that the enrollment process for NLS has been cumbersome. It is paper-based, it's not very efficient, and it varies significantly from state to state. We have created an online patron enrollment form. And right now, it is in development, but tonight at 6 p.m., everybody, in Studio 7 on the second floor, I invite you all to come by and try out the new patron enrollment form. My team is going to be there. We've got some iPads, and we're going to be testing, signing people up. And we need to know how easy or difficult it is for a patron to sign up via this web application. It is absolutely built for accessibility. We made it as simple as possible, but we need your feedback. So once again, tonight, 6 p.m., Studio 7 on the second floor. So thank you for your attention as we've explored the evolving technologies and services offered through NLS. These are more than tools, they're commitments to progress. And now I'm honored to welcome a leader who embodies innovation, collaboration, and purpose. Please join me in welcoming Jason Broughton, the Director of the National Library Service for the Blind and Print Disabled at the Library of Congress. Thank you.
Good afternoon. You've already had one, Jason. Now you have two. All right, so good afternoon. I am Jason Broughton, Director of the National Library Service for the Blind and Print Disabled, and I am honored to be here with you once again in the Big Easy. I want to first start off by thanking you because of your strong support and your wonderful welcome when Dr. Hayden was appointed to the Library of Congress. So with that, NFB has been a wonderful supporter of the Library of Congress, and with that, that extends beyond traditional boundaries. Her work in championing access and inclusion across platforms will always be remembered. With that, she has now transitioned to the Mellon Foundation, and we remain inspired by her legacy and are guided by the blueprint that she helped create. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to keep my comments brief, but we have finally relocated back to the Capitol complex after 57 years of being away. There's still a little bit of work that we need to do, but proximity matters, not just geographically, but institutionally. We are now more connected than ever. We are at the table and are being served because we are a lot closer. And so that it will definitely be able to help us shape access and equity as we go forward in library services. On a global perspective, we last summer ended up hosting 37 countries for the International Federation of Library Associations, Libraries Serving Print Disabilities. And it was an amazing exchange, something before the library had never done. Our collections team, with Alice O'Reilly heading that, put that on. She is here in the audience to talk about collections when you would like to meet with her. And with that, we definitely learned a lot of what is going on worldwide across libraries. With that, however, I do want to make a more domestic update when it comes to reading disabilities, which is a part of our legislation, particularly with an emphasis on dyslexia. To the great state of Texas, you are our #1 subscriber of new patrons and enrollees for reading disabilities. Thank you, but not to be left out. The state of Pennsylvania is right behind you. So whether it's local or global, these partnerships turn inclusion into action. Our Braille on Demand program, we fulfilled 4,350 patron requests, And selecting from 16,000 titles, it is offered to you on a long-term loan. This program affirms that Braille is not only a format, it's a form of personal expression. The top genres, because you know I like to do this: cookbooks, spiritual guides, crafting, and of course, we have to throw in a large array of fiction. As mentioned, the Marrakesh Treaty, we've now acquired over 2,000 Marrakesh-acquired titles, and they're available in Bard, representing over 26 languages. So let me give you a little bit of what we have in there. It took me a little while to kind of practice this out. English, Spanish, French, German, Italian, Vietnamese, Polish, Croatian, Arabic, Persian, Hebrew, Bengali, Gujarati, Finnish, Somali, Portuguese, Taringa, Albanian, Yiddish, Urdu, Basque, Dutch, Amharic, Greek, Danish, and Chinese. So as we look to the future, it's a little complex. I know that a lot of people are thinking about state actions, federal government, and a whole variety of things in between. We have shifting federal government landscapes, policy changes, and economic pressures that will challenge us to be grounded in our mission at NLS. But this movement, your movement, is built to endure. With persistence, resilience, and innovation, we move through uncertainty, not with fear, but determination. Advocacy and education is not just about response, it's about a vision. And you, the members of NFB, are at its most focused architects. So as I close, I want to offer deep gratitude, not just for listening, but for helping to shape. For demanding better, which you guys do very well. You know how to demand. Dreaming bigger, and daring to ask harder questions. Our collaboration between individuals, organizations, institutions is what drives NLS. When we face hard times, it's your voice, your persistence, and your leadership that carry us through. When we find joy, it's through storytelling, conversations that you've had all week at this conference, the technology that you use, or simply being amongst community. It's a reminder that the journey is not only vital, it's beautiful. And as you know, as a librarian, it's always important to kind of give people a little bit more than what they had anticipated. A poem, A Mortal's Morning. Today I rise with quiet grace, no frantic pace, no bitter chase. The sun slips softly into my room, its golden hand dispels all gloom. I stretch and step into the light, no longer scared of fear or fight. The breeze, it sings a sacred song, reminding me I do belong. I walk through work with lifted chin, not just to lose, but love to win. The world feels wide, the sea feels near, my heart no longer filled with fear. We mortals dance, we gods pretend. We break, we build, we bend, we mend. Yet, in the now, the boldest key, I find the more I'm meant to be. Thank you to the membership of the National Federation of the Blind for being fearless in your fight, your generosity in your collaboration, and unwavering belief in NLS. It's been an honor to talk to you. Let's continue, and as they say, let the good times roll. Thank you, NFB.
Well done. Good to see you. All right, how about our library? I haven't made it down there to see the new digs yet, so I still need to do that. So, how about a door prize?
Agreed. Okay, we will be giving away another cookbook and a t-shirt from NOPBC, and that is going to Wendy Bailey of West Virginia. Is Wendy here?
Where's
Yeah,
Wendy?
she has to be in the room. What about Lauren Altman of New Jersey? She's here.
All right, now how many door prizes do you have for this
I mean, we
section?
can keep going.
No.
So we have $50.
Okay, all right. Go
And
with that.
That goes to Jake Ganerza of Minnesota.
From Target.
What about Patrick Moorhead of Nevada? He's here.
All right, so amazingly, we moved through the business really fast today. So in a minute, we're going to adjourn for the morning. But keep in mind that this afternoon, we have a lot of business to do, including considerations of 20-some resolutions. I do want to remind you about the grab and go that the hotel has. It is scheduled to open at noon, and we'll try to nudge them to see if it'll open early. They are offering the muffaletta sandwich today, you know. How about one more door prize before we adjourn? Oh, don't
We're
forget-
working on it. We got to get one
Okay.
more.
So sorry, I thought you
What?
were adjourning.
Work away.
Okay, what about-
The portrait studio is also going to be open, so you'll have an opportunity to do that if you want.
Okay, so we are giving away $50, and that is going to Doug Wurzbacher of Maryland. What about Jason Baker of Nebraska?
Do we get Jason?
Jason Baker of Nebraska.
No?
What about Ben Dallin of Wisconsin?
Got him.
Here.
Okay. We will stand adjourned until 2 o'clock.